Hi, everybody. I want to walk you through how to submit a funding request when there's a program or a trip that you'd like to plan, and you need to request extra money from Student Senate. You would start by going to your page, and I'm going to use WaterWatch as the example for this. Go to your Finance tab, and up here you'll have Create Request. You can either create a purchase request if you're looking to spend money that's already in your budget, or you can click this and create funding request. This is what will go to Student Senate so they can review your request and potentially give you some extra funding for your program or for your trip. So some of these are really self-explanatory. So let's say this is going to be speaker for the Sustainability Forum. You'll talk about what the event is and what exactly you are requesting the extra money for. Um, Amount requested, we're going to go back to that at the end because I want to make sure that you can flush out all of the expenses for your program before you determine how much is actually needed. What are you requesting money for? So there's lots of options here. Just pick the one that matches best with what you're looking to do. Speaker or workshop. For account, you will always pick your budget, not your revenue. Anytime that a funding request is coming from Student Senate, the money would be transferred into your club budget, not to your revenue. So make sure you click your club budget for that one. What type of request is this? The example that I'm using, we'll fill it out for a program, but again, you can also fill this out if your group is planning a trip off campus somewhere or to a conference where you need extra funding to support your members going to attend a conference. Date, time, and location of this event. We're going to say that this program is November 10th, 4:30 p.m. in the Campus Center Theater. Estimated attendance, we're hoping that 100 people come. Has your organization received funding during the academic year? Yes, we received an annual budget of $750, but have other events we're planning throughout the year that require funding. Now these next part is where you're going to really flesh out all of the different expenses for your event. You're not just going to list the part that you want Senate to pay for, you're going to list every expense that is involved with your program. So speaker fee is $850. The second expense, we're hoping to have food, appetizers, drinks, and desserts. And we're estimating that that would be $600. Um, Hoping to give out some prizes to entice people to come to the event. And our marketing budget is going to be $50 to get some posters made and some other marketing items as well. So when I add up all of my expenses, it is a $1,600 event. So total cost of the event, $1,600. Senate is going to want to see that you have backup information to support these costs. So if you have an invoice for the speaker that you're contracting with, if there's an email that says, hey, I can do that date and time for $850, save that and you can upload that as documentation. You can go into Cater Tracks to kind of iron out what your food costs might be. And ideally, we should have exact prices here. I sort of estimated nice clean numbers for the purpose of this training video. But if you know that your food bill is going to be $612.79, then make sure that you put that exact number there because Senate really likes to see the exact amount that everything will cost rather than just, oh, we're doing an event that's going to cost $3,000. They want to really see the breakdown of exactly what you're spending your money on. Okay, so if I had the backup documentation, if I had the catering order, if I had the speaker invoice, I would upload that here before I hit submit. Total cost of my event is $1,600. The next thing is what is the total of the club contribution? How much of my club budget am I willing to spend? So we spoke it over with we talked it over with our e-board and we're willing to spend $500. So now we need to make sure that all of our numbers add up. So for this, we have an $1,100 gap. So that is what I would put up here for the requested amount. Okay. Um, this last box, what is the total personal contribution, such as the ticket price? This one is going to be 0 because it's an on-campus event. We don't want to charge people to come to this speaker event. But if you were doing a conference where maybe between your club budget and your Senate funding request, you're able to cover the conference registration and the hotel, maybe individuals are responsible for their transportation costs, whether that's the airfare, whether that's like the gas and mileage to drive from New Jersey to New York or to DC or wherever your conference is. That's what you would put for a personal contribution. But for on-campus events, especially if it's not a ticketed event, usually that would be 0. All right. So again, biggest pieces are that you want to make sure you outline all of the costs for your event or for your trip, not just what you're asking Senate for, and that you include the documentation to support the costs of your event or your trip. Okay, so from there, you would submit your request. Always give your student development advisor a heads up that you've submitted this, so this way they can approve and move it forward for Senate to review. And then Student Senate would follow up with you. You would be asked to come to a finance committee meeting so that they can talk with you about any questions that they might have about your request. If your request is under $1,500, that request could be approved at their weekly finance committee meetings. Anything over $1,500 would need to be voted on and approved at the monthly student senate meetings. So again, depending on the nature of your funding request, you really need to plan this out in advance if you're requesting more than $1,500 because you won't be able to move forward with securing any parts of your event or planning any of your trip until that funding is secured. So if you're doing a large scale event, you're looking to request $2,000 from Senate, make sure it's done well in advance because it could take up to a month for the next student senate meeting to vote on it, approve your funds. Once your funds are approved, you would then have to go back and submit your purchase requests for each expense that would be coming out of your budget. So I hope that this is helpful. You can always reach out to your student development advisor for more help on how to submit a funding request and how to do that in the appropriate timeline.